Ever really thought about what's in that cup of tea you're holding? I mean, it seems so simple, right? Just a leaf and some hot water, but it's so much more than that. It's this incredible journey through history and, believe it or not, some pretty complex chemistry. Today, we're going to follow that journey all the way from the plant to your cup. We'll uncover some amazing health benefits and also some really critical warnings you need to hear.
So, this is our game plan. Think of it as our roadmap. We're going to start with the pretty surprising origin of all tea, then explore the whole spectrum of flavors and benefits. After that, we'll tackle some serious health warnings, and we'll wrap it all up by helping you figure out how to find your perfect cup. Sound good? Okay, let's dive in.
All right, first things first, where does all this tea, from the super delicate white teas to the really robust black teas, where does it all come from? Well, the answer is way simpler than you think, and it's honestly the key to understanding everything else.
Okay, get ready for this, because it's the single most surprising fact about tea. Whether you're sipping a fancy white tea or a strong cup of English breakfast, it all comes from just one plant, Camellia sinensis. That's it. Every single variety you've ever had is just the result of human craftsmanship. It's all about what we do to the leaf after it's been picked.
So how on earth do we get so many different teas from just one plant? Well, it all comes down to the processing. After the leaves are plucked, they're withered to get them soft. And then comes a magic step, the most important one, oxidation. You know how an apple turns brown after you slice it? It's basically that. The tea master very carefully controls this process, and how long they let it go on is what creates the different types of tea. Finally, they heat the leaves to stop that process, roll them up, and dry them out. Remember that step, oxidation. It is the secret to everything. So yeah, that one single step, oxidation, is what gives us this incredible rainbow of teas. And each one has its own unique flavor profile and its own set of potential health benefits. And this table just lays it out perfectly. See, on one end of the spectrum with hardly any oxidation, you get your white and green teas. They're famous for being packed with antioxidants. Then on the complete opposite end, you have fully oxidized black tea. That process develops totally different compounds, which are linked to things like heart health and focus. And smack dab in the middle, that's where you find the super complex world of oolongs. So let's zoom in on green tea for a second. By stopping that oxidation process really early, it basically locks in a super high concentration of these powerful antioxidants called catechins. That's the science behind its reputation for firing up your metabolism. And with something like matcha, where you're actually consuming the entire powdered leaf, you're getting a super concentrated dose of all that goodness. Now let's flip the script and look at black tea. With black tea, the leaves are allowed to fully oxidize. That whole process completely transforms the original compounds into new ones, and that's what creates its dark color and that strong, robust flavor. These new compounds are what scientists are linking to better focus and heart health. It's the same leaf, folks, just on a totally different chemical adventure.
Okay, but I know what you're thinking. What about my chamomile or peppermint tea? Well, here's another surprise. They aren't technically tea at all. The correct term is herbal tisane. Since they don't come from the Camellia sinensis plant, they have completely different chemical makeups and benefits. So you think of chamomile for sleep or ginger for an upset stomach. It's a different plant, so it's a different set of benefits. Okay, so we've talked about all the fantastic benefits, but to really give you the full, honest picture, we have to look at the other side of the coin. It's time to get serious and talk about some of the potential risks. So let's just ask the question directly. Is that daily cup of tea always a good thing? I mean, we tend to think of it as this simple, healthy habit, but the reality is a little more complex, and it is absolutely critical to know the potential downsides. First, you've got caffeine. For some people, too much of it can lead to jitteriness, mess with your sleep, or even affect your blood pressure. But it's not just about the caffeine. Kind of ironically, some of those very beneficial compounds, like tannins, can also interfere with your body's ability to absorb certain nutrients, like iron from plant-based foods. And this brings us to our most critical point, and I really, really need you to hear this one. Natural does not always mean safe. This is especially true when you're talking about natural compounds interacting with modern medicine. So please, pay close attention here. Tea, and especially green tea, can have really serious interactions with some very common medications. We're talking about blood thinners, statins, some blood pressure meds, mental health medications, and even certain antibiotics. Now, this isn't a complete list, so the takeaway here is absolutely non-negotiable. If you take any kind of medication, you must talk to your doctor or pharmacist before you make tea a regular part of your health routine. Okay, I know that was heavy, but it was so important to cover. So now let's bring it all together. How can we use everything we've just learned to make smart, personalized choices for our own health and wellness?
What's so fascinating is that this whole idea of a perfect cup that's just for you, it isn't new at all. Ancient wellness systems like traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurveda have always seen tea as a form of personalized medicine, something that should be tailored to an individual's unique body type. For centuries, the goal has always been about balance, not a one-size-fits-all approach. So we've journeyed all the way from a single leaf to this huge world of different drinks, each with its own unique benefits and its own critical risks. We've mapped out the science, from the chemistry of oxidation all the way to the dangers of drug interactions. That daily ritual you have is so much more than just hot water and a leaf. It's applied science. So now that you have the map, the only question left is, what are you going to choose to pour in your cup?